This week on Mount Molehill.
Well, you have no idea how many times the hospital has come to me and been like, hey, we can't find the chart on this patient. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, let me check my scrapbooks. And I check my scrapbooks and I have the whole chart in there.
It's wonderful to be the person with the answers. I mean, when Boris Johnson's wife telephones me and says, where in the world is my husband? And I say, in my back garden, well, you know, it feels nice. It feels nice to be able to share information to help someone with their problem.
And this one is a picture of my husband. Well, he was just my boyfriend at the time, but my husband when he was being hazed by his frat. Did you want to see more?
Absolutely not. I believe the debate is starting. Is that right, producer?
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we should introduce ourselves, in the spirit of like having a fair and fun debate. Do you want to go first?
Absolutely. My name is Felicity. Well, I think it is. I'm not entirely sure. We'll get to that. It absolutely has to do with my very, very averse stance to scrapbooking. I am against scrapbooking, and I will explain why in my debate points. And you?
Oh, okay. Well, I am Natalie Ootz. I am a nurse at I work the night shift at Tallahassee General. I went to nursing. Yeah, I went to nursing school at North Florida Nursing College, Roll Swamp. And I love to scrapbook. I have been scrapbooking for years and years and years and years. And I am excited to be here. I didn't really realize when it said debate, I thought it was more just like having a conversation. I thought I was going to be talking to other people who love scrapbooking, but I mean, I guess.
I apologize. I was under the impression this was a brutal showdown, as you Americans say, a brutal beatdown, a just WWE style war of words.
Oh, you know what the WWE is? My husband
Absolutely
loves the
not.
WWE. Oh,
I
okay.
just heard of Florida. Seems rather
Oh,
sticky. Which reminds me, sticky glue. My first sticking point to why scrapbooking, as I
okay.
always say, ruins lives.
Oh.
It's my bumper sticker. I have multiple t-shirts that say it. I really am behind this cause. Scrapbooking ruins lives.
Has your life been ruined by a scrapbook?
I am so glad you asked. I also have learned that Florida is the location of Disney World, which is, you know, a hot spot or a heavy infestation, one might say, of scrapbooking supplies because of family vacations and such. My story, you know, is heavily influenced by such an event. My mother took us to Kent one summer. We did summer in Kent, and well, I'm so sorry. I have many diseases due to my trauma. We summered in Kent, and during that time, there was absolutely nothing to do in Kent, and I know very little about it myself, as I was forced to stay in the cottage and help my mother scrapbook about the summer we were summering at the time. My mother became a scrapbooking addict, and it's why I am here today and can say confidently that scrapbooking ruins lives.
Okay. I totally hear you. I will say that, like your mom, I am totally a scrapbooking addict. I think it's crazy that you said that like everyone goes to Disney World and makes a scrapbook about it. I've never been. I grew up in Orlando and I've just never been. But anyway, I have been
You haven't
scrapbooking.
been to the major tourist attraction in your own city.
Yeah, no. I part of it, if I'm being honest, is that I'm so afraid that if I went, that I would never stop scrapbooking about it. You know. And I already
I
I make.
understand that fear.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll say that I make about 2 to 3 scrapbooks every month. And I think that you and I were raised very differently because I did grow up and my mom did not like to make scrapbooks. She really hated it. She tried to make some like home videos, but they were all shot by my dad, and they were really really bad. So I don't have a lot of memories, things that I can look back on, and I really love those. So
Home videos, are those moving portraits?
they, yes, I guess that's what they call them. Where are you from?
I'm not sure. And that brings me to my real tough with scrapbooking is that my mother, deep in her scrapbooking addiction, um, you see, she happened to die of scrapbooking.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, she inhaled too many fumes from the glue, and when she passed, I'm so sorry. I get emotional. When she passed, I lost all memory of our time together, and I was told to to speak with her lawyer, and he presented me as her executor with her will. Unfortunately, it was glued into a scrapbook, along with all important documents, including my social security number,
I have a scrapbook like that.
my social security card, my birth certificate, and my passport, which I have been marooned in the United Kingdom for 10 years, since my mother left me on a vacation.
So you're not originally from the United Kingdom.
She heard about a scrapbooking convention in a neighbouring nation and promptly left. I am, in fact, American, and the trauma was so heavy I remember nothing. But I do know that she, in her frenzy of joy she experienced, which I now know is heavy scrap addiction, she scrapped all of the important information on all of my identifying documents, including using colourful stickers and decorative glitter to cover my birth name, my social security number, and other passport information that would allow me to re-enter the United States.
Wait, I did have a quick question. You said that you were actually from America, but I just noticed something about you. You have such a beautiful accent. So what I'm hearing is you grew up in America where your mom scrapbooked, and then you went on a family vacation to the United Kingdom later in life.
I was
And did
22.
she abandon you there or she died on that vacation?
No, she excitedly left on a scrapbooking convention, and there she died from inhaling too much glue.
Oh, okay. Do you know the name of the scrapbooking convention? Because are they still holding it? Because I haven't they haven't had one stateside in a while, and I just
Yes, absolutely. I believe it's called Scrap, Scrap, Scrap. Scraps are great.
oh, scraps are great.
Well, I'm so sorry. That's an inter-community term. It's actually called Scrap, Scrap, Scrap. Scrap that. We can't come up with a title. We'll just scrap it. Scrapbooking Convention 2022. That sounds about right.
Okay, well, sounds like I might have to take a vacation next year.
So you are a night nurse. I have to ask, why scrapbooking?
Well, I use scrapbooking for so many things, and I'm a lot of ways that you say that scrapbooking has ruined your life. I feel like it saved mine, and I actually know of distinct situations where it saved other people's, which I was going to plan on talking about. Um, but scrapbooking is something I started when around like I journaled a lot as a kid, um, and I would realize that you know that phrase that's like a picture's worth a thousand words. I like to say that a picture that has its corners rounded off with a corner rounder is worth 2,000 words.
Oh, that's so interesting. My expat community always says a picture is worth never near as much as complete identifying documents. Interesting.
Right. Yeah. Well, I have a scrapbook where I keep all of my important documents and my social security card. I think my social security card is one of my favorite pages.
Do you decorate it?
Yes, I put like I have a lot of like baby girl um stickers around the page because I like to imagine like that was it's on the same page as my birth certificate. So I remember like I was born and then I was given my social security card. And that was a special memory that I wish I remembered. But I did
I
whatever.
wish I remembered my own name. Oh, it's so terrible.
Yes. Well,
You know, when
yeah.
one mother's dies of scrapbooking glue inhalation, you know, one's life is ruined, and the only thing I can stick with is this accent. In fact, I'm averse to sticking to things because of my aversion to glue. Why would you glue? Why would you stick the past onto paper? Why preserve it in such an abhorrent way?
Well, I think that like I said, I make 2 to 3 scrapbooks a month, and like one of those is about like my life and my hobbies.
What do you
And
like to do, Natalie? It doesn't seem like you get out much, frankly.
Well, I love to like hang out with my husband. He's really into collecting shells for like hermit crabs. We have 3 amazing hermit crabs at our house, and
So
so
happy
he
that I studied abroad. America sounds absolutely depressing.
no. They are so sweet, and they get the best little kisses in the world. I love my hermit crabs. So I love to help my husband with his hobby. And I also, what else do I spend my time doing but scrapbooking? I do a lot of shopping for scrapbooking.
Now, I have a question. When one spends all of their time scrapbooking, do they run out of it if you're not making your own experiences? Are you eventually scrapbooking about
I have
scrapbooking?
several scrapbooks about scrapbooking. The first time like every time I go to a new craft store, I make sure to buy all the materials for that scrapbook at that scrapbook at that craft store. Which is really, really cool. I like to think it adds a special element. I've had whole scrapbooks based on like Etsy stores that I really love. But then also things I scrapbook about are like I also scrapbook about what I do as a nurse. And so
And the glue never goes to your head. I'm so sorry. I just can't even process this.
I had actually had a quick question about the glue. I'm a nurse and I've been working with the glue for a while. First off, I use a lot of like double-sided tape. You don't have to use that much glue.
What? What are you telling me right now? You cannot possibly be telling me this right now. There is double-sided tape that could have saved the life of my mother and the happiness of myself. That could have preserved my last name.
Yeah, well, I actually that was the question I had. So your mom had a scrapbooking addiction, right?
Yes, yes.
Um, and you're telling me, and how often did she make a scrapbook?
6 a day, oftentimes 6 a day.
Oh, I respect the hustle.
Yes, very quickly her scrapbooks became about scrapbooking.
Right.
Yes.
So in all those scrapbooks, they didn't have any record of your last name?
Oh, see, they're all in America. When I went on
Oh,
vacation slash study abroad program with my mother, and she abandoned me in the United Kingdom, rooms and rooms of scrapbooks are unfortunately stuck in the United States.
oh, so you're stuck over there because you have no way to identify yourself.
I have no family. I have no friends. Nobody can access my records because they are all
Oh,
scrapbooked in a
I'm so sorry.
warehouse.
Yeah, that has happened to me several times.
I cannot
Like it,
find a location of the warehouse, and I can't tell you why.
yeah, I have a that's happened something similar like that has happened to me a lot. I have this scrapbook in my car, which is like my car scrapbook, and on the first page is my driver's license, and then every time I get a new ticket, I put it on the next page. And so yeah, and so now but like the police officer gets really frustrated because I've used double-sided tape, but I double-sided taped my license down, and then I have to hand him the whole scrapbook, and he's like, "This is too much."
Oh, that is frustrating, Natalie.
Yeah, it gets a little frustrating. It almost makes me wish I didn't scrapbook all my important documents. Almost.
What would you do if you were not an extreme scrapbooker?
Um, would it could like I'd be an extreme journaler who uses a lot of different colored pens?
I wonder, Natalie, if you are addicted to the extreme, or is it just within the industry of crafts? I am indeed
Um,
trying to psychoanalyze you, as I do not understand myself. I don't even know my last name.
you know, some people have said that I have like an unhealthy relationship with scrapbooking. Like my husband, he manages a restaurant. He's a restaurant manager. But his salary goes to paying our like home bills and stuff, and my entire salary as a nurse goes to my scrapbooking addiction.
That is wonderful that you have a husband. I was never able to acquire one when I was young. All of my boyfriends left me when they discovered the scrapbooks my mother had made about them.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Very intimate, uncomfortably
Well,
so.
I guess that's not an obstacle for you now because your mom's scrapbooks aren't there. Are you dating anyone? Or can you not make a Tinder profile without a last name?
No, I cannot. And I am filled with such integrity that I cannot list a fake name. Because as you know, a relationship that starts with lies ends in lies. But I'm looking at you, Trevor. But yes, I am dating someone, a special someone. Thank you for asking.
Oh, okay.
My boyfriend, well, I shouldn't say. He's in Parliament.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Is that like a club? Like what's that?
It's the government of the United Kingdom, much like your senators or your congressmen.
Oh, right.
And I have to say, he is. I'm so sorry. I'm so ill.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. His name actually. I cannot reveal my name, the absence of my name, but I can also not reveal the presence of his because he's very famous.
Oh, well, congratulations. My husband was.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've just been hit with an incredible sense of paranoia. Natalie, are you going to scrapbook about my personal life?
I did already have. I probably won't do a whole scrapbook on it, but I probably will do. You will get like a couple of pages in my scrapbook for the month. I'm also very determined to find your mother's house and find out your last name, and I will get back in contact with you. Because I already actually scrapbooked all your personal information.
Am I?
That's one of the things that
So you're saying in only a few steps you could discover basic information about me, a grown woman who lived in the United States for 22 years?
That's actually pretty. You could probably do it from where you are if you had a computer. Computers are really helpful if you're trying to scrapbook.
I don't want Boris to leave me.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I guess
Boris Johnson. It's Boris Johnson. I'm dating Boris Johnson.
Oh my gosh. How does he feel about scrapbooks? Is he trying to like get you back on the side of like the good, or
it is incredibly long distance. We talk very little, and we do not talk about my feelings necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Why am I sharing? Oh my goodness, why am I sharing
I
this
don't
with
know.
Natalie Ootz? Natalie Ootz, you're going to scrapbook all of my personal information.
I am. I'm gonna have to look up Boris Johnson though, because I have no idea who that is.
Well, let's get back to scrapbooking. Let's get back to the point at hand. So I do think that scrapbooking is a slippery slope, that it leads to the need to preserve and live in the past, to buy storage units and to bother one's loved ones and exploit their personal information once one has reached a point in scrapbooking where they are scrapbooking about others' lives because they are not living their own and in fact spending their own lives scrapbooking. And I'm worried about you, Natalie Ootz. I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, I'll say there's like one thing you said that I think it's kind of misconstrued. Like the word personal information has been coming up a lot in my life lately. Like I said, I use my scrapbooks. I make one scrapbook a month about like my personal life. Sometimes I have like so much that I have to spill over into another one. And then I use my other one for the month to talk about my work as a nurse. And so what I do in those is that I will take pictures of the patients while I work the night shift, so they're less time sleeping.
Aren't you tired when you go to scrapbook? That would require a lot of keen eyesight and attention to detail.
Never. If you're going to the table tired to scrapbook, it's going to be a bad scrapbook. I always make sure I'm well rested before I scrapbook, which is really important to me. But for each patient that I like work on or I help, I make sure to take a picture of them and I write down their name, whether or not they had insurance, like what disease they had, and I make sure to.
Natalie Ootz, would you show me one of these scrapbooks?
Yes. So right here, I actually brought like 10 boxes of my scrapbooks.
Wonderful. My therapist wants me to have exposure therapy to the thing that I despise more than anything on the planet. Scrapbooking, ruins lives.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pull out a scrapbook. This is your warning. Okay, so this is from March 2019. So before all this COVID stuff hit. And if you flip through here, this patient, his name was Marcus Lucas. Two first names. I thought that was really funny. Marcus Lucas. I love that. That's why I love scrapbooking. I get to sit back and I remember everyone's name. He had colon cancer. And he was there. He was there for 2 weeks. He did pass away. And his insurance carrier was Blue Cross Blue Shield.
You know, that's actually lovely to know. I feel connected to Marcus Lucas in some way.
Well, you have no idea how many times the hospital has come to me and been like, "Hey, we can't find the chart on this patient," and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, let me check my scrapbooks," and I check my scrapbooks and I have the whole chart in there.
It's wonderful to be the person with the answers. I mean, when Boris Johnson's wife telephones me and says, "Where in the world is my husband?" and I say, "In my back garden," well, you know, it feels nice. It feels nice to be able to share information to help someone with their problem.
Right. So you like having ways to like maintain information.
It's sort of sweet, Natalie, what you're doing.
I mean, I have gotten a lot of like my manager at the hospital has been saying a lot that like it might be a HIPAA violation, and like the reason that they can't find these people's charts is because I'm taking them. I don't like to think of it as that. I like to think of it.
Show me one more page
Okay.
before we go. Show me one more. I'm going to ignore the theft, Natalie. I've already admitted to some of my crimes.
Right. I don't think of it as that though. These are my memories. These are my memories and my story. So like I'm taking these charts because there's something I remember and want to remember, you know?
I know, and these are Boris's speeches that I'm writing. These are Boris's words. You know, I think we can just brush over our indiscretions.
Okay. So here's another page of my thing. This one is for Joris Bonson. He was a patient that came in.
I'm so sorry. I just remembered. That's my last name.
Bonson?
Oh my god. That is the name of my biological father. I believe that the exposure to scrapbooks and this information have resurfaced a memory. Oh my lord.
Wait. So your dad's name was Joris Bonson, and now you are having an affair with Boris Johnson? That's so crazy. That's so kooky. You know what? Maybe you are getting a whole scrapbook just for you.
Oh, no, not an affair. I write his speeches. And then, you know, there's a sexual relationship, but I wouldn't call that an affair. But I primarily write his speeches.
Okay. So you're a speechwriter. It's not a romantic relationship.
Well, the sexual aspect of our relationship is that I write Boris Johnson's speech, and then I write fan fiction about him writing the speech,
right.
And he finds this rather romantic. And
he reads your fan fiction about him.
Yes, he will read the speech, give feedback, and then read the speech about him having written the speech, and it sort of bolsters his ego. And yes, he tells me that I'm his girlfriend on these terms, that I can tell people that I'm his girlfriend, as long as I don't reveal that I write his speeches. You understand? But can we get back to the part where I just discovered my identity?
Yes, I was just about to say, because I'm writing down the information that you're saying, and I want to know. So your father's name was Joris Bonson. Is that right?
Which makes me Felicity Bonson.
Felicity Bonson. That is such a beautiful name.
I thank you so much.
And Felicity, what's your favorite color? I'm getting some construction paper later today. So
are you implying that you're going to make a scrapbooking page out of me?
Oh, several. Yes. I've been very forthcoming about that, actually.
Would you mind, Natalie Ootz, between us girls, if I were to send you through what you Americans call Amazon, a Xerox copier machine,
Sure.
so that when you do steal his file and my important documents and information from the government, which I am still just unclear about how you will obtain, would you please make a copy before you scrapbook it into your scrapbook? Because I have a sinking feeling that you're about to do what my mother once did, which is ruin my life through scrapbooking by embedding my important documents and that of my father's into a scrapbook with glitter and obstructing elements of craft.
Right. Well, do you know if like
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to accuse. I didn't mean to assume.
do you know if those documents about your father are like still valid if I like used a special pair of scissors and I like cut a special border around the paper?
Oh dear God, it's happening again. It's happening again. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh no.
Any chance you like basketball too? Because it said he had a daughter, and I put a little basketball sticker next to it because I was hoping you liked basketball.
Thank you. Actually, I really only have a few interests.
Oh, and basketball's not one of them.
I enjoy Copenhagen, and I
Oh,
enjoy retirement parties and retirement party decor.
oh, okay, great. Well, that's funny. I know a lot of like people who have retirement parties, and they after they retire, they get into scrapbooking. So, maybe like after you retire from your speech writing gig for what's his name, Boris Johnson, maybe you will overcome.
Oh my God! I just made the connection.
Oh,
He and my father both played basketball.
oh,
No, that can't be right. Oh no, it's that
oh,
their names. They sound similar. They sound similar, don't they? Boris Johnson.
they do. That's what I said.
And
That
my
yeah,
father's name, remind me again, it's new.
right.
Joris Bonson.
Yeah, no, see, that's one of the things. Scrapbooking helps you make more connections. And that's why I guess we should start wrapping up because the people in the studio are like giving us the little like wrap it up sign.
Actually, I have multiple officers outside my door. It seems that the government was tracking this little debate. I really do have to go in a moment.
Your friends in government, can't they help you from stop you getting from deported?
Clearly, I'm an addle-brained woman. Natalie
Okay.
Ootz, help me! They're coming.
Well, I guess maybe whatever glue your mom was using is like really still affecting you.
I was so close to liking scrapbooking.
Well, I think that you should keep trying, because I know that nothing will ever stop me from scrapbooking.
You know what, Natalie? I think you're absolutely nuts, but I respect your commitment to your craft.
I think you're absolutely nuts too. I don't respect that you don't like scrapbooking. I think that that's wrong. And but that's my opinion, and I'll scrapbook about it.
I mean, I thought you were going to go after my political views in my speeches.
If for nothing else, I'm glad we had this conversation because I learned about scrap that, the scrapbooking convention.
I'm not entirely sure it's real. I have to be honest with you. I may have gone into a craft store this morning and smelled all of the glue, and that may be why some of my recollection of fact is possibly fiction. Natalie Ootz, I will send you that copy machine, but it does. I'll get on that. And though I dislike you immensely, I respect you, and I say that only so that you will make copies of my identifying documents, and I believe I will forget my last name within the next hour. So I would like us to keep in contact.
It's Bonson. We just talked about it. You can write it down on paper, and then you can take that paper and you put it in a little book, down with like a ticket from a movie you saw that day. You know?
Oh, alongside the concert tickets my mother put in before the concert.
Sure. Yeah.
The one time only acting and singing duo Meryl Streep and Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
Yes, I never got to see that concert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Too much glitter. It obstructed the barcode on the ticket.
Oh, yeah, that's happened to me so many times.
We have to go. We have to go. I'm getting arrested as we speak.
Oh, goodness. Well, really good luck in prison. I know that my husband's been there a lot of times, and he said that, like, it's really not that bad. He says that, like, sometimes it's better than being at home.
Natalie Ootz, I no longer care about your well-being. I am being arrested. Goodbye.
Thank you for visiting Molehill Mountain. Even the most frustrated online customers have yet to reach the summit. Molehill Mountain is hosted by Mae Clark and Fankhauser.